double major? Are you supposed to like give me a
So for the quiz on Tuesday, it's literally just going to be over this little Lab 7. That's all you need to know. I mean, if you notice, if you count these number of things, I don't know, there's probably like 11 things listed here, 10 of which you're going to be asked about, so you pretty much need to know it, but that's all you need to know. So let me show you this neuron model that we have here. There's a couple of weird things about this model that I should just tell you. First of all, one of the weird things is they kind of cut, this is the cell body and the dendrite part. You see the beginning of the axon here. But for whatever reason, they made a decision to then cut this and then continue the axon down here. I don't know why, if like they just didn't want like a longer like model or something. They only had a certain board they could fit it on. But anyway, just so you know that this is supposed to be like attached up here. That's one thing that's weird. There's something else that's weird, and I'll show you that in a moment. So, parts you should know. Make sure the brightness is down. All right, guess that's good. So, this whole thing would obviously be the cell body. This is the nucleus inside, pretty obvious. These big gray things that are coming off here, there, like even this or those or that, those would all be the dendrites, okay? Now, one thing that's a little bit weird about this model is you see these brown things attached here, there, over there, there. What that's supposed to, if you didn't figure this out, what that's supposed to represent is the end of another neuron that you're not seeing that's synapsing with this neuron. So this is supposed to represent the telodendria, or they're also called the axon terminals of another neuron that you're not seeing, right? So telodendria, 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 and then the part where it bulges is going to be the synaptic knob or the synaptic end bulb. So like this here, or that there, or that part there, or actually you can even see it. They tried to show, I think they're trying to show you like the neurotransmitter that's inside. That would be the synaptic end bulb or the synaptic knob. Yeah, Jess?
Is axon terminal an acceptable name for that?
Yeah, so axon terminal is the same thing as telodendria. You could use either name. Yeah.
And that would be of the presynaptic neuron?
Correct. That would be of the presynaptic neuron. So this is essentially like the postsynaptic neuron that you're seeing. Yep. All right, other stuff that you can see on this part of the model, this area here would represent the axon hillock. That's the spot where the axon is starting. So this is the beginning of the axon. And then to see the rest of it, you got to go to this part of the model. So just to get your bearings, this gray thing on the inside, that's the actual axon itself. And then this part that's on the outside is going to be the myelin sheath. Okay, now there's some things you should know about this, a little like fine details to know about. So if you look at it from far away, you'll actually see that the myelin sheath is formed by these two Schwann cells. So this is one, if I were to like circle this whole thing, this is one Schwann cell, and that is actually the nucleus of the Schwann cell. And then it kind of connects here with this other Schwann cell, and then that's the nucleus there of that second Schwann cell, all right? The way to visualize a Schwann cell, if you've kind of, maybe you saw the like picture in the textbook, or if you can visualize it, pretend that like, take a, here, this is an experiment you can do at home. For this one, you don't need your hand, you don't need a hot stove, but take a pencil and take a tube of toothpaste. The pencil would essentially be like the axon. And then as you wrap the tube of toothpaste around that pencil, it's kind of what's happening here with each Schwann cell. They wrap themselves around so many times that they form, this would be the myelin sheath. It's essentially just the cell membrane of that Schwann cell as it's wrapped and wrapped and wrapped itself around it, okay? So if I put it to the whole thing, you could say like Schwann cell. If I specifically refer to like this layer here or this layer here, then you should say myelin sheath, okay? There's more stuff to know. If you look at the cell membrane shown in gray of the axon itself, or like this line here, or that line over there, there's a specific name for the cell membrane of the axon. They call that the axolemma, okay? Versus, there's also a specific name for the outer edge of the myelin sheath. This outer edge, like here or over there, they call the neurilemma. Okay? It's kind of a weird sort of contrast. One other thing you're supposed to know is this little spot here, and then again this little spot here. Those are the nodes of Ranvier. That's where the signal will jump from one spot to the next. This thing here that's in gray, you don't need to know, but just so you do know, so you're not confused, that would actually be the endoneurium. That's the connective tissue layer that surrounds an individual axon. Okay? All right, that's it. Any questions about that?
The most confident I've been in like 3 weeks, so that's
Oh my God! I hope I see that on Tuesday. I really do. Yeah.
Wait a second, that was just 6 minutes long. We're good?
That's it. We're done.